Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Moran, and today we're going to try to figure out what in the world is Expeditions Rome. It is a RPG heavy turn-based strategy game with a hexagon-based movement system. It is fairly good. I was provided the key by THQ, so massive thanks to Chris, the representative, that gave me the key. And without further ado, we're going to do what we always do with these games, and that is go through the options menu. I'm going to have to try to keep this one a little bit short because I do have to play basketball in about 30 minutes, so hopefully this video is not going to drag along. But of course it will with me saying shit like this, so alright, let's jump into it. We got plenty of options here to look at. We got controls options that you can kind of customize however you like. There's a nice way to change everything to your liking. I do prefer having the camera move with the WASD keys instead of the arrow keys. It's just kind of awkward for me to use that. But if you're left-handed, of course, you can do that. No problem. Audio, you have separate sliders for everything, which is always nice to see. I can't say anything is missing from this. You got master volume, music volume, voice volume, sound effects volume, UI volume. That's usually, you don't see something like this in a game, so that's pretty cool. And then play out in the background, I have it on, but you can have it off if you alt-tab frequently from your game. You have video settings here. Temporal upscaling is on. That's a TAA. You got VSync. I have it off because I'm using G-Sync and I'm forcing the VSync through the NVIDIA control panel, which, fun fact, G-Sync used to work in a way that it doesn't anymore. And that is, G-Sync in the old days used to actually limit your frame rate, but it doesn't do it anymore. And I had a lot of trouble with games lately not applying VSync, and I thought they were just flat out broken, but it was my thinking that was broken, so keep that in mind. You do have to set the max frame rate to no limit and VSync off in games and VSync enabled in the NVIDIA control panel if you are in an NVIDIA graphics card, so just keep that in mind. You got brightness settings, you got video presets. I just have mine custom because I turned some things off. You got foliage density, shadow quality, anti-aliasing, texture quality, visual effects, post-processing, and cloth physics. Now, I don't like that this is low and not off. I wish I could just turn post-processing off, but I also don't know what this does. This is the problem with post-processing in these games. A lot of PC ports, this is not a PC port, it's a PC game, which is even worse in my opinion. Post-processing, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions, of course, that it should be separate. There should be a depth of field, motion blur, vignette filtering, film grain, all that stuff. That all should be separated and not bundled up in one group here. So, and it's not food coloring for your video games, as you can see the little description there. It is just filtering that makes the games look bad, like chromatic aberration. I don't understand why anybody would want chromatic aberration in their games, but I digress. User interface settings, you got tutorials, you got goal markers, you got auto track new quests, combat hexes, combat hex dots, and all the good stuff that you can find here. Miscellaneous, you got text language, ambient subtitles, and combat camera autoflow, some of the things that I enjoyed, and you got Twitch integration. I'm going to go into the game. I'm going to continue the story as I am in Act 2 right now. I finished Act 1. It took me about 15 hours, I would say, to finish Act 1 with some alt-tabbing. Not too much, though. I wouldn't say it's too much, but if you boot up the game, actually, on the world map, and your map looks like this and not like this, it's the Alt key that makes everything show up like that. Just keep that in mind. So, right off the bat, I am going to talk about the Grand Campaign-like map here, and the maps are pretty big. So as you can see, I'm all the way out here. I haven't explored anything yet. I'm not sure if after Act 2 the map is pretty much as big as it gets, but for Act 1 it wasn't that big, and I was really kind of scared that the game would end in the in the first end of the act there, but I was actually incorrect in my assumption. So a couple of things before we get into the actual gameplay. I want to go into my party management and I want to show you the classes. So unlike a game like Fire Emblem, for example, you don't have that many classes, but you do have skills that you can equip for all those classes. When you first start up the game, your this is my Demetrius Fabius Jimeron character here. You're gonna choose what kind of class you're gonna be. I chose mine to be a Velis. No, I'm sorry, it's not a Velis. It's kind of an assassin type deal. You have your other class, which is more like a bulky defender guy that does still do a lot of damage. You have kind of a medic class here, and it's called Triarius. There's a lot of Roman stuff in this game, and a lot of Greek stuff too. He's kind of like a medic support type deal, but he can also dish out a lot of damage, which he can also dish from a distance, which is really important. You got the other class. Well, this is also still the assassin here kind of deal. The fighter, where you can dual wield weapons here. You got your Sagittarius, which is your archer. Archers in this game are quite significantly important, I would say. So make sure that you do actually have one of these guys in your arsenal. And you got your, again, this is just another bulky shielded type class. So there's only 4 classes really. There's the archer, the assassin, the tank, and the healer, who doesn't quite actually heal by default. He just heals more, and some of his spells that, so this one for example, the cure spell, it removes bleeding, burn, poison, and burning stats from allies. And on the next one, you can also cure 25% health per status effect cured. Now keep in mind, in order to use this, your ally does have to be affected by one of those 4 debuffs, so otherwise you're not going to be able to use it and heal him. You do have to start carrying bandages and all this stuff. So this is the skill tree here. It's mostly serviceable. I do wish that there were more classes, of course, but this is kind of how the game tries to compensate for not having a lot of classes compared to games such as Fire Emblem, for example. However, I do have to say that Fire Emblem also does have a skill tree, although not one that you can actually directly control. You can manipulate how you control it. So, for example, on Fire Emblem Awakening, there was a class only women can have a certain type of spell, but if you married to another person, and that skill was last, whichever skill was last, your child could have. And if that female character had that skill in the last slot, then that child, regardless of the gender, would have that skill. Here is just more straightforward. It's kind of slow to level up, but I'm guessing there's a lot of more game to uncover still. But I do have to say that not many of these skills really tickle my fancy in some sort of way. So for this guy, for example, I'm not too keen on everything that I've uploaded, that I've selected for him. Not uploaded, it's not a fucking video. But this class, for example, the tank class, you can increase the maximum health, which is really vital in the beginning. This game is going to fuck you in the butthole. You do have to be prepared for some serious ass fucking when it comes to this game in the beginning. It is not forgiving at all. So just make sure that you are kind of patient. I'm playing on the medium difficulty, and I do prefer it that way. I do have the setting to not lose any of my people from dying. It's just a little bit more accessible to me that way. You do have an inventory which is mostly useless as fuck. You do pick up a lot of items, and eventually you are going to want to enable the setting excuse me, that automatically will dismantle all of the worn and useless equipment that you pick up throughout your campaign. So make sure you do that, because your inventory gets full very quickly. You got categories here that you can set them, talismans. I, inexplicably enough, have not picked up too many talismans, and actually accidentally dismantled one of them because I thought it was a shield. So be careful when you pick one of those up. You got tacticals, which again I haven't really unlocked, and you got crafting items, because you can craft weapons and armor and other bombs and stuff and bandages, which is really cool, and quest items that you're not going to be using. That is pretty much it that I have to talk about the party management. You do pick up more people throughout the campaign, but you cannot keep them after you actually progress through the act. So I did have a lot more people with me, and I could not take them with me after the first act ending, which is kind of a shame because my team was becoming a lot stronger. This is your legion here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have a second legion, but for now you only have one, and you send it through random places to do missions and pick up stuff that you can use to increase your base level. So this is my camp here. Let's see if I can visit it, and then I'm going to show you what that looks like. And then we're going to move on to the quest here. Hopefully we can pick up a mission, and I'm going to talk about some of the things that I actually dislike about the game as far as creature comforts and you can use to your advantage that are just kind of missing here inexplicably as well. Main complaint I have about the camera is how far out it zooms out. Now this is maximum zoom, and this is maximum tilt upwards, and then this is, of course, you can just have a top-down view here, which is really nice, but I cannot move it any further. I cannot tilt it, which is kind of a shame. But what's even more of a shame is how little I can zoom out. This is an ultra-wide, and I feel like I'm just back to a regular 16:9 monitor. It's not enjoyable to me to have it this zoomed in. I don't understand why we can't zoom out. It's not like it's a multiplayer game. We can't actually turn it down a little bit. Voice acting is pretty good. Just knock that out of the way. It's not like it's a multiplayer game that's an RTS and we have to not have an unfair advantage over somebody that doesn't have a good enough rig to run the game at the zoom out levels that they would like to. But it is what it is. These are the tactics tree. This is what you use, kind of like a card game type deal when you get attacked and you have to defend your base. It kind of works that way. This is the merchant here. He trades denarii, which is the currency, slaves, rations, and medicine. And this is your equipment here. I have plenty of gold. I've got plenty of medicine, a lot of rations, but you just make sure that you got to have some rations at the beginning. I've never actually had to buy any rations or medicine for that matter, or slaves. I have bought some, but I can see now that it wasn't really necessary. I've actually sold rations to these guys, and I'm actually going to try to sell 400 for 4,000 there because it's really easy to come by rations. If you send your legion towards a mission that collects rations, you're not going to have any issues at all. This is the crafting table here. In this table, you craft your throwables. You can replenish this. Your bandages. I don't have any actual equipment to do that. Your water mugs. Make sure you have a water jug with you because that shit will save you from a fire. And fires are fucking lethal in this game. I need anti-venom, which I don't have. And then I need some more linen, which I don't inexplicably have. I can use my free replenishment, but I'm not actually sure if that regenerates, so I'm not going to do that for now. One gripe I have with the game is this right here, waiting to go from tent to tent. You'll see it in the actual. Oh, these are my guys from before. Yeah, hire this motherfucker. Hire all of these guys, yeah. Nice. And do I still have gold? Oh yeah, because I sold all that shit. That's pretty good. Alrighty, I have my squad back. That is awesome. That is pretty awesome. These guys can sit there, give me all these credits, which is cool. I'm going to go back here. Yes, I was going to say, I like the idea of having that camp and everything. I'm going to put you into the, where is it? Dispensary, so you can heal your injury. Because if your people get downed, they do get injured and you do have to heal them. Sometimes you can use your medic, which is this guy right here, to heal them while traveling. It takes a lot longer to do that. If you take them over here, it's just going to take a few hours. But most importantly, some injuries do not heal. They just get stabilized by your medic out in the wild. You do still have to eventually bring them back to the dispensary and clean them up and make them back into what they're supposed to do again. Upgrades. This is how you upgrade your establishment. Right off the wall, I'm going to do this so I can do the forge. Here we go. As you saw out on the map, I sent the Legion into a farm quest, and then it was a tannery quest or iron mine quest. I can't remember exactly, but every time you sent them there, they collect one of that resource, which in turn you use into upgrading your camp here. This is the walls, this is the forge, this is what allows me to craft tier 2 items, which is awesome. You got garrison, Legatus tent upgrade. This is all pretty nice and dandy. I haven't really felt the need to absolutely use any of that stuff, but it is what it is. That was the upgrade, and then the customization. You can change the colors. I don't really care about that, honestly. All right, sure. We're gonna change to the horse. No, that's the Trojan thing. We're just gonna do this one. Just gonna do a ancient Greek thing. Yeah, let's do that one. Praetorian emblem, Legion emblem. Sure. It's gonna have everything the same. Why the fuck? Let's do Poseidon. Or Neptune, as the copycats would call him. Forgot what this guy does.
Nothing. I do have a family.
What is this? Oh, I can't use it. Anyway, probably nothing. This is the forge table here. I do keep losing my track of thought, but I will get to it, I promise. This is where you actually craft shit. I do remember crafting all this, but I don't know where it is. So that's a problem I have with the crafting here. I did have a bunch of shit crafting, all the legendary items, because I picked up a lot of legendary items throughout my campaign, and I just dismantled them because they were kind of shit. But you can also upgrade them here. Well, now that I have the upgrade available, I can't actually upgrade them, and it's because I can't find them. So I'm not quite sure what is happening with that. So I'm just gonna craft this again. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm gonna set one of my Praetorians there to kind of help me. So that's why I'm missing this this hilt. I had it, I crafted it. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a bug. I can get in touch with the developers and see what is going on. Sure, craft that too. Why the fuck not? I'm trying to see what is not picked up so I can get rid of that exclamation mark. But no, my inner OCD guy is just gonna die because he can't actually figure out. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna set somebody up here for the forge. That would be let's see who's good at the forge. This guy, you're good at the forge. We'll forge some shit.
He cares about the...
Oh, let me see. We did have some tactical shit here that we can do. Still no bombs. Okay, we can do torches at least, which is good, but I don't have any linen. We can do some water jugs. Let's do some water jugs because fires are pretty dangerous here. Yeah, sure. Let's do some of that too. Some spears. It's gonna be useful.
Impression he makes.
All right. So there's that. Now back to my thought. Let's say you want to exit, right? Let's say you're all the way here. The exit is, let's say, there's multiple exits around, but let's do this one. All right. Now we're just waiting. And we're waiting. And we're waiting some more. You cannot skip this. Anytime. You cannot skip anything when it comes to the battles in this game. Not yours, and not the enemy either. Especially not your allies. Yes, that is a key feature that Fire Emblem has had since the beginning. You can skip enemy. See, this is my Legion. It has 5,000 strength. I'm going to dispatch it there. I'm going to go to that quest there. Hopefully there's going to be a battle. You cannot send... This is a random world event, which is cool. It happens quite often, actually, while you're sitting out there in the wild, traveling. I'm not going to read all that, but I will go with you. Okay, skip dialogue. I miss the forest back home. Do you like hunting? There's more practicality to you. Sure, let's do that one.
But I guess I get bored easily if I don't have some kind of challenge in front of me.
I like her accent. She's pretty cool. She's a pretty cool voice actress.
You seem to seek out
I enjoy pushing myself.
You've certainly never been one to choose the easy solution.
Yes.
A commander, a diplomat, a soldier, a spy. I wonder if I've never meant to intimidate you. That's just how I come across sometimes.
Okay, well, I guess it's fucked up that romance.
your stomach grumbling, wouldn't you say? If you want, I can take over if you get tired.
Okay, cool. Make a team.
I
Sure.
missed you guys too, and you in particular.
There we go.
It's just difficult for me.
You do have some romance options, but so far I haven't been able to get lucky with anybody. And there is same-sex romance as well. The game does not discriminate. But one thing you may have noticed is the silent protagonist. This is a problem. Let me see. We're both carrying save buttons. I'm not getting myself into anything worse than. You don't need to tell me everything you want to do. Just hear whatever you really. Oh shit! That's. It's not some trick I'm playing on you. I wish you'd give yourself a minute to let me back. Oh shit, okay. You don't need to tell me anything if you don't want to. I'm just going to be there for you. We're both carrying heavy duties. I'm not getting myself into anything worse than I'm already in. I don't know. I'll just do this one.
I appreciate that. It's difficult
Cool.
for me to believe that anyone would genuinely
Slightly
care,
approve. All that for
or
just...
that anyone could
Okay,
really
got
do
an
something
achievement
to
there.
help.
That's pretty cool. Put her gently into your tent. Wait for her to make the jump. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Okay. Alright. Well, that was that then, I guess. Silent protagonist. Yes, your guy is a unfortunate silent protagonist. You cannot actually talk. Oh, she is fucking healing. Okay. Is she still healing? Let's see. 6 more hours. Let's just wait it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Yep. Is that it? Nope. Healed. Oh, I have to go pick her up too. Alright, well, let's just go back, I guess. Nope, that way. Come on. Let's go. Let's pick her up. Yes, we're just going to collect everything. Greedy Praetorians. Yeah, you may have noticed this here. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's enter this and pick up our girl and go back to the mission. Hopefully she doesn't get injured again. Alright, let's exit again. Water is replenished. Incroyable. Let's go in the party management one more time and make sure that she is with us. And she is with us. Yes. Alrighty. Now let's go back. Silent protagonist. I don't like that the protagonist is silent. Why? That is an odd choice. And not only is it an odd choice because my character is silent, but when you actually control other characters that are not silenced, that they have a voice, they are actually still silent, which is kind of weird. Where's Kalida?
Zeus takes you, child.
Tricks of the trade, old man.
Let's do this quickly then.
Rulers are worshipped as deities. She is being taken to a prison for a goddess.
I always wanted to bet a goddess. Oh,
Have a
okay.
sense of humor, Kaezo.
Okay. She didn't take it too seriously. All right, so we're gonna start the battle here soon, and couldn't be soon enough. Let's go. We're gonna get noticed here soon. There we go.
Who goes there? I am worthy. How many denarii have we brought?
Come closer and show you. All right, here we go. Just take care of one less enemy. One less enemy to take care about. Of. Brutal. Here we go. Graphics are anything to write home about. And the battle has started already. Okay, no preparation. So you got the archer up there, you got the archer down here, and you got this guy right here. I'm sure there's more somewhere. I can't see them yet, but here's the main problem I have with the combat. You cannot see the enemy's range, so I don't know how far this guy can attack. I don't know how far he can move, and vice versa for everybody else. In a Fire Emblem game, you can see how far the enemy can walk. You can see what the danger zone is, and you can set it up for globally, or you can set it up for globally and each individual enemy that you want with a different color scheme, which is really useful when you're trying to carefully and methodically enter areas and kind of try to plan your phase out. Now I'm going to move this guy. You have a green distance that you can go, and then you have the yellow distance you can go. If you use the yellow distance, you use your action point, and if a skill uses an action point, which is usually all of the attacks, as you can see from the use cost here, you cannot attack, but stuff like this, so like a Shiv, an active skill that uses focus, you can still use that, or incapacitate a downed enemy to reduce the morale of the enemies. And the reason why I moved my guy here is because when you have archers, whether they attack or whether they actually try to move away from you, you have an attack of opportunity is what it's called. So that means I will attack first, or I will attack at the same time as that enemy is taking his turn to move away or attack. The only way to avoid them, for them to avoid that, is by actually using a skill to push me away one hexagon back, and then they can actually fire with their bow or run away and then fire with the bow. So that's a pretty good strategy for you to use and kind of box them out early on. So I'm going to use my shielded guy to actually go here and stand guard. And I'm going to use my personal hero guy here, and we're going to be doing a... Actually, before I use him, the thing with shields is it doesn't matter how much damage you're going to do, unless you're using a spell that will specifically overpower and transfer any of the damage from the shield and then carry on to the health, you're not going to do any damage to the health. So I'm going to move my person here. I'm going to do some piercing damage and hopefully bring the shield down to 0. Okay, that did not work. Arrows do not do any damage to enemies that have a shield up. Just keep that in mind. You do have to bring the shield down, and then you can do damage with the arrows. But if you shoot a fire arrow, eventually that fire arrow will do some damage. Now you may have noticed I can move whoever I want. There's no turns, right? And that's nice. That's a really nice feature, because I can move this guy forward, and then I can grab my guy. I can attack from a 2 hex away, right? And then I can use my guy to actually do a lot of damage there. What is kind of bothersome is that you can't actually... I cannot see target. That's one of the things that you're going to run into a lot. You do have to actually be able to see the target, which, you know, I can't see him either. I will just attack this guy. And I can actually... Oh, I can't throw a rock. Never mind. So that's not going to happen. Alright, no problem. No big deal. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, so you can move wherever you want. However, one problem I have is that you cannot actually cancel a move. If you accidentally hit a hexagon, that's it. You can't actually move. You can't actually cancel a move. So if I accidentally hit this here, I cannot click anywhere else to move him closer. So if I start clicking here, he's gonna walk there. I still have some time to like click here or here and stop him from moving all the way out there and using one of the action points to do it. But I cannot. I wish that was not the situation, but unfortunately it is. And that's one of those things that I wish that the developers had thought about and actually made sure that taking some precaution to not have that in the game just like that. So I'm going to take this guy out, and I don't think I can see that archer there. I'm gonna try to attack him. Nah, he's too far away. So what I am gonna do actually is move closer and hopefully use my rock. I can't see the fucking target, so I guess he's gonna live to see another day. There's more enemies here. From what I can see, they haven't seen me yet, so I am going to kind of try to infiltrate from there. You may have noticed these shields next to these next to various items. So this is on the front there. There's a large shield. That means I'm completely covered from whatever comes that way, from like archers and everything, even if I'm standing up. And these ones mean that I can duck down and I'm gonna be invisible. But if somebody walks near me, or if I stand up, if I'm not crouched anymore, that means I'm gonna be susceptible to some damage. I can't see him either. We're gonna end this turn. He pushed me away for 3 damage on my shield. He didn't attack. That's interesting that he didn't attack. So I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna whack him. Target's in cover. Okay, I'm just gonna get here and I can see him. How is he still in cover? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do that. Okay, these guys didn't attack. That's pretty cool. Now in that screen, if one of my people had fallen down, they would have been injured and I would have to go heal them. I'm gonna see if I actually... Can I fight these guys? Oh, yes I can. Alright, well, I'm not one to run away from a battle. I don't know why they're attacking first. I have the element of surprise, but whatever. He's using a hunker down skill. Any damage coming from the front is going to be turned into 0. You have to go from the side and attack him, which you have to be careful to not use any attacks of opportunity like this one, for example, here. Alright, I'm going to use this guy, this girl, actually. And I'm going to move here. I'm going to be slicing and dicing. Here you go. You're welcome. Take some on the house. I'm going to inflict some bleeding damage on your ass. And I'm going to use this sneak attack. This is important because sneak attack deals 50% more damage on your first 2 turns. So it is imperative that you actually use it and utilize it to its full extent. Now I'm going to go move my archer here. Hopefully I can see this fucker. Yep. And he's down. Now every time you kill a non-armored enemy, you do get your action point back. You cannot use the same attack, the same skill, but you can use something else. So I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to kind of set up an area where if somebody moves and I see him, they're going to die horribly. Alright, so this guy's the only one that hasn't attacked, and for good reason. I'm going to move him here, and he's going to attack this guy. I guess you can just attack this guy. The archer's not going to be too much trouble from up front. Who has... Oh, this guy hasn't done anything? Alrighty. Well, you're going to go here. And you're going to do the Hidden Blade. We're going to do the Assassin's Creed style. And then since this one only needs focus, we're going to do that spell as well. So this guy moved, but he does have a shield, so it didn't do any damage to him. The Overwatch thing. I don't know what that flag is, but hopefully it doesn't heal them or whatever. Let's see. We're going to take out the archer. Okay, he's dead. And we're going to do a sneak attack onto this guy. He doesn't have any armor. Where did it go? Not my problem. Cannot reach the target. That's kind of bogus. Alright, you're gonna die. Oh, he didn't die. Yeah, as you can see, it's 7 to 10. And then you do have to take the armor into consideration, which you don't really know how much it is until you actually attack him. Alright, now you're gonna die. Nope. Just one left. There you go. That's how the combat works. This is going to bring me into my next complaint I have about the game. Let's loot these guys first. Luckily you can loot everybody. Clicking this. The guy closest usually will go to the item you're trying to loot. But sometimes, some fucking times, and I don't understand when or why or how this fucking thing happens, but the furthest person is going to be the one looting the fuckers. So you're going to be sitting there, let's see who... Okay, this guy is the highlighted one. He's the one that's going to be looting this body here. Nope, it's going to be this girl. Okay. So it doesn't always not go to plan, but it does sometimes not go to plan. You have to keep that in mind. And the problem is you can't skip any of this. And in battle, you cannot... There's no fast forward. So in Fire Emblem games, pretty much every one, you can actually set the battles to fast, so you can move a little bit faster, or you can skip everything right off the bat. You cannot skip any of this, which is just kind of mind-boggling, honestly, if I'm not being too facetious. Facetious? Facetious. Alright, this guy's gonna die. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna use the archer, I guess. I'm gonna move her here. And she will be kablimoing him. Oh, I can't attack him. Can I see him? Alright. There you go. Can I throw a rock? Nope. Can't throw a rock to anybody. Right, well, that's, I really wish that I could actually, no, use the, oh, nope, okay, never mind. I'm gonna go from a distance and use some bludgeoning. Oh, I can't because I moved too far. I should have actually stepped out here and wait for them to come. That's kind of dumb. Oh well. What are you gonna do? And yeah, that happens. Sometimes people get terrified and they actually just attack their own people, which is weird. There's the queen. Let's see, can I kill some people? This guy's gonna die. The only problem now is that I'm sitting right next to this guy and I can't move, otherwise I am gonna die. Alright, you're dead. Can I throw a rock at you? Bam. I'm actually just gonna go for it. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't do that much damage. And I am going to use my strong attack. I am going to also take that shield out. Bring Bestia. I'm gonna. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Bring Bestia here so he can attack both people. I'll probably just kill. Oh, actually, yeah, you can attack both people. Do the blockade. This guy hasn't attacked yet. More than one hex away. That's weird. And then we're gonna do the shiv. And then we got this guy as well, who hasn't attacked from 2 hexes away. And is that the killing blow? No, it is not. That is alright, though. Hopefully he doesn't kill my guy. Nope, he did not. You're not going anywhere, girl. Come here. Alright, just die. Here we go. That was it. That's pretty easy, right? This is medium difficulty. Well, it would have been a little bit easier if I could actually see the danger zone. Let's go talk to this bitch over here. That's Cleopatra. Sorry I killed everybody.
And he introduces himself.
Oh, okay.
Unusually
To the procon. Something like
Okay. That's enough out of you. Get Cleopatra safely out. Let me guess, we're gonna get ambushed, aren't we? Nope, but we do have to watch them walk all the way out here to the exit. See, these are just a lack of quality features that kind of plague the game, but not gonna lie, the game is good enough that I don't really care about it. I just kind of get on my phone while I wait for that, or I just do something else. But I want to do a little bit of recap here before I close out the video, because it's kind of shown everything I needed to. I wish you could skip all the combat, or at least some of it, if you wanted to. I'm just gonna have my guys walk this way in the meantime. You can't skip any of that. Walking around the camp is pretty nice at first, and kind of watching your camp grow is cool, but it kind of turns into a gimmick quite quickly, I would say. Unlike Fire Emblem, you choose the skills that you can teach your people, but it's not that many, so you know, it is what it is. It's kind of a trade-off, but I wish there were more classes, actually. There's just only 4. Depending on the weapon that you have and the skills that you give them, they can play out very, very differently, so do keep that in mind. It's not all as grim as I make it out to be. I don't like the fact that it's a silent protagonist, especially when a voiced protagonist becomes silenced when I control him. What is that about? I don't understand that at all. There's a bit where you go free some gladiators in Act 1, and you're controlling Bestia, the assassin, or the gladiator, the ex-gladiator, and he just doesn't talk anymore while you're controlling him. That's just, it's not cool. Silent protagonists are not a thing anymore. I really wish developers would stop doing that. Some NPCs do not have avatars, so as you saw on the dialogues here on the right, there's the avatar of an NPC talking. Some of them don't have any avatars, and the problem is that a lot of these avatars are being recycled already. My personal avatar is used for other mercenaries that I can hire, so why couldn't they just reuse some of those avatars for the NPCs that don't have them? Or just have another set of avatars that are not military based, they're just civilian based. They have about 10 or so avatars for like military people. They could have just added a couple more for civilians. They're already being recycled, so I don't see what the bad about that is. I just that would have been nice to see. It's kind of, it feels like I'm playing an alpha or pre-alpha with the avatars missing there. It's kind of a strange design choice. I don't like it. The voice acting is impeccable. I really like the voice acting. I have no complaints with that. The performance of the game is also pretty good. It's not a heavy game to run. I have everything pretty much maxed out, and I'm getting 120 FPS, no problem at all. My graphics card is sitting at 99% utilization, but what are you going to do about that? I cannot display all health bars. That's another note I have down here. That's, as you may have noticed, not everybody was showing their health bars. Not your allies, not your enemies. I hope that gets patched in. I am going to email the developers my 2 cents after I'm done with this, and hopefully I get somewhere, you know? Why not? It's feedback. It's healthy criticism, right? The story is interesting. I do like following it so far. You grew up as a child that hadn't seen war, and you were kind of thrown in the wolves and just were told, hey, control this legion, win the war for us. And that's what you kind of do. No spoilers. The start is very challenging, but as you can see, the game does get quite easy. But those last missions during the end of the Act 1, holy shit, I lost a lot of good people that day. Not gonna lie, it got really hard. And then, yeah, it's the zoom out that kind of bothers me a little bit. So these are my overall thoughts. This is what the game is all about. One last thing I'd never added to my notes is there is ultra wide, but there's this bar on each of the sides. I don't know why it doesn't go fully ultra wide, but hey, it's better than actually zooming the game in and ruining the field of view, right? Which wouldn't be that much of an issue if I could zoom out some more. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you find it useful. If you did find it useful, let me know. That's pretty much all. Yeah. Hope you find it useful, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.